People come and people go, like shadows in the evening glow. Whispers here and there they go, empty promises they boast. Can't rely on fleeting whims, falling through the cracks again. Trust is something they don't know, always drifting with the flow. Flaky people break my stride, never know just where they hide. Think they're stars but they ain't bright, better fix it, get it right. Show up late and then they're gone, singing the same tired song. Never serious, never true, got no clue what they should do. Think the world revolves around them, but they ain't worth a single gem. Lost in their own hollow fame, playing such a tiresome game. Flaky people break my stride, never know just where they hide. Think they're stars but they ain't bright, better fix it, get it right. Better fix it, get it right. Better fix it, get it right. We just show up and grind all day, only results matter anyway. I'm straightforward, no time to play, block out the noise, letting nothing sway. We don't care what others pursue, our focus sharp, our goals so true. Their distractions ain't got a clue, we just win, that's what we do. Turn it up on the victory ride, we got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide, we're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line, no looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine, success is drawn like a fine line. Turn it up on the victory ride, we got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide, we're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line, no looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine, success is drawn like a fine line. Turn it up on the victory ride, we got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide, we're the force they can't deny. Step by step we reach the top, we'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop, when we win we own the lot. We don't care what others pursue, our focus sharp, our goals so true. Their distractions ain't got a clue, we just win, that's what we do. Turn it up on the victory ride, we got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide, we're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line, no looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine, success is drawn like a fine line. Keep your eyes on the finish line, no looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine, success is drawn like a fine line. Step by step we reach the top, we'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop, When we win, we own a lot. Step by step, we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see just drop. When we win, we own a lot. Step by step, we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see just drop. When we win, we own a lot. Step by step, we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see just drop. When we win, we own a lot. Hey.
Tech coach Ralph, tough as nails, no disguise. Pushing limits, yeah, he's that kind of guy. At first it's harsh, the rules feel like chains. But trust the process, there's sunshine in the rains. He cracks the whip, but it's all in love. Results shining bright like stars above. Tech coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. Days turn to weeks, skills sharp and fast. What once was a struggle now feels like a blast. Step by step, we rise and we glow. With Ralph in our corner, we're ready to show. Singing his praises, can't keep it inside. From hard ass to hero, he's our pride. Tech coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How is everyone doing today? I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. We have a hell of a show in line today. We are going to be working on our cloud platform, on Google Cloud Platform, so that we can figure out this connection between Mongo and Google Cloud, our Cloud Run servers. I do not want to leave the Mongo server. I don't want to leave the Mongo server like open to any IP. I want to have it locked down. I want to have it protected. So that is the goal for today. We're going to be working on that. But you know how we do. You know how we do. So let's get our show started. Let me just welcome two people in real quick. Welcome to my guy Yakar and Adrian. How you guys doing? They were here early in the chat, so I have to acknowledge my friends. So just welcome to you all. All right, here is what we're going to do. We're going to get into our agenda for today, and then we're going to run through it really quick, and then we are going to get to work. All right. So first and foremost, just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate all the feedback, all the comments that I'm getting, and I will answer your comments. I've gotten some comments asking about how to do some how to learn CI/CD after completing a manual testing bootcamp. So I'm going to respond to the comment, but I'm also going to address that question on Tuesday night. So I appreciate the comment, and there's some other comments as well that I'm going to be addressing. But thank you guys for watching the videos, for subscribing, for finding them valuable. My number one goal here is to continue to add value to you. And as I see the subscriber count coming up and I see comments with thoughtful comments, it just makes me want to keep going more and more and more, right? So shout out to you all.
I appreciate you.
And I just wanted to give a big salute always to all of my tech savages out there. Those are my tech barbarians, my tech prodigy, my technical explorers. So shout out to you guys. And of course, definitely, I gotta say a big thank you to my YouTube members who keep the channel alive, keeps it popping.
Let's get it.
And I can never, ever shout out to the bag chasers.
Money.
We had a great time yesterday in the Bag Chasers Discord, working on stocks and stuff like that, getting ready for Anton Daniel's next stock club. So it was a great time. Shout out to Yakar and the Wealth Building Journey for that presentation. It was awesome. And lastly, my friends Don, Yakar, Mitch, all of you guys. Shout out to you guys, Mr. Technique in the building.
Hey.
All right, next up. Let me just tell you, I'm not gonna go through the whole, because you're not gonna remember anyway. So I'll just let you know what our next live show is gonna be. It is going to be tomorrow morning. We're gonna be going live with Coffee and Kata. Definitely want to tune into that early in the morning, 7:45ish. We're gonna go live with that. Yesterday we had our Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate, our weekly economic review. It was a really good show, and we didn't even get through all the data, so we're gonna have to push them over to next week. But we went through a lot. So and we had a great example of, was it GDP? That was the example using the wire. It was one of them, but it was really good. So we make this economic stuff really understandable, and we bring it back to tech. How does it affect us in the tech field? So definitely want to tune in for that. All right, and then we have Candid Conversations tomorrow. I just finished recording that. We're going to be talking about consistency, how that is your biggest enemy, consistency, and some tips and tricks to work around that. So definitely want to tune in tomorrow to the Candid Conversations. But that is our announcements for our upcoming shows. We have Q&A on Tuesday, and we go from there, right? So I'll announce on Tuesday what our next live is going to be, and we'll go from there, okay? But that is our announcements for today. We're still working on getting our Urban Dictionary to be properly deployed on Google. We're using Google Cloud Run, all of that good stuff. All right. So with that being said, let me check the chat real quick and then we'll get started. Right. So we got in the building. We got Don in the building with the sup. What's up, Don? How are you doing? Shout out to my guy, Don. Don has been hanging and rocking with me when I was at about 300 subscribers, and we've done a lot of good work together. So shout out to my guy Don as always, and my guy Yakar. I can never forget my guy Yakar, the coach we need. Shout out to Mr. Technique, Yakar. Shout out to you. And do I have it? And we got Adrian Roberson in the building, says dope content. Thank you so much, you guys. All right. With that being said, let's get to it. Let's get to work. Your car with the money bags. All right. Let's get to work. All right. So I'm going to put up our first 20-minute segment on the timer.
It's time to do.
All right. So breaking it down, the issue that we've been having, we were trying to work on this last week, but it was not going through. Hopefully I did some research and I found some more information of people who are doing the same exact thing that I am trying to do, and they were having the same exact problem. They got a suggestion on how to work around it. So I didn't get to try it yet. We're gonna read it, and if all goes well, and we still have enough time, then we'll actually go back to trying to deploy our latest version so that but we'll see what time permits. All right. So we are going to get started, and actually maybe I can probably share the search that I did as well. All right, so let's go over here. All right, so my search was Google Cloud Platform connect to serverless Mongo Cloud Run. So all right, so one thing about, I think one of the reasons that I am pretty good at prompting AI is because I'm pretty good at searches when searching in Google. I don't just put in like Google Cloud Platform Connect, right? Because then you're not going to find anything that way. So what I normally do is I just write out the issue that I'm having, the way that it sounds in my mind, and then I see what I can find, right? So Google Cloud Platform connect to serverless Mongo Cloud Run. So I'm using the reason I put it. We're working on Google Cloud Platform. I'm trying to connect to a serverless Mongo, and I'm using Google Cloud Run, right? And I see I clicked on this one before. I clicked on this one before, and then I saw this one, Atlas Serverless with Google Cloud Platform. All right, let me check this one out, right? And I read what this person had posted. Says, we're building our web services on Google Cloud Platform and would like to use a MongoDB Atlas serverless cluster with our services. That is exactly the issue that I'm having, 100%, right? Or not the issue, but what I'm trying to do. We're trying to figure out how to connect to our services, Cloud Run / Cloud Functions, exactly what we're using, securely to a serverless cluster. However, VPC peering and Google Private Service Connect are not supported for serverless clusters. We looked at that, I believe, last week. Not supported, right? Is there a way for us to use a serverless cluster securely with Google Cloud Platform? If not, when will this feature be available? Many thanks for answering. All right, cool. All right, so this person responded and says, thanks for your feedback. Apologies for the delay. There are a couple of options I want to point out that may help you. You can create a static IP address for Cloud Run, Cloud Functions. Once you have this IP address, you can whitelist this IP address by you can whitelist this IP address so that no other IP can access your Atlas database. So pretty much what we are trying to do, right? That's what we're trying to do. Google Cloud Platform's network is designed to keep traffic between virtual machines. So there's another solution. Instances that are in the same or different regions on Google network, including when a load balancer is on the path. This should help add a layer of security to your traffic, and then you can migrate to Atlas dedicated. No. And use PSC / VPC there. Is there a reason you are running this workload on serverless versus on dedicated? And there's a very, very big reason that we're doing that. So if you scroll, so this was the answer, right? And it says, the person who asked the question says, we'll implement number 1 to try out the serverless cluster. We chose a serverless cluster because we expect low traffic, like we are, in our new web application at the beginning. If traffic grows to a certain point, we'll migrate to a dedicated cluster then, right? So that is basically what we are going. So they're in the same exact boat that we're in. So we are going to try that. Don says, one thing to consider, if you use NoSQL, make sure you have a migration strategy to transform and push to RDMS. Don, what is RDMS? What is RDMS, Don? But we're gonna try this, all right? So when I clicked on this link for the static IP address, so it says, all right, so we're gonna create a static outbound IP address. So that's our goal. It says so I'll show you what we need to do. That way you'll see. So we need to get a static IP address from Google, and we need to go into MongoDB. We go to sign in. We go here. Go here. When we go to network access, wrong. All right. When we go to our Urban Dictionary one, So right now under Urban Dictionary, we have this open to anybody, right? And that's not good. That is not good. We want to, so we see how we have this static IP, or this is not really a static IP, but we want to be able to put a static IP like we have here, so that we can, and remove this one so that only Google can access it. All right. So that is the goal of that's the main goal for today. Based on how much time that takes, we'll figure out where we go from there. Okay. So let's go over to this one. All right. So static, what does this bookmark do? Oh, let me save that to my, you know what? I wish I knew that, that this was here, because I would bookmark, because I've had to go back and look for so many pages. So let me just bookmark that under my saved pages, and let's go. Yeah, sure. We'll receive an email. All right. So by default, a Cloud Run service connects to external endpoints on the internet using dynamic address pool. If the Cloud Run service connects to an external endpoint that requires a static IP, such as a database or API using an IP address-based firewall, you must configure your Cloud Run service to route requests using a static IP. So, okay, so the RDMS is the regular SQL table-based database. Gotcha. All right, cool. Let's see. But I don't want to use this. I don't want to use SQL. That's so old school, Don. Come on, Don. You know, everything is NoSQL now. I'm kidding. All right, so this page describes how to enable Cloud Run service to send requests using a static IP. So to enable a Cloud Run service to route requests using a static IP address, configure the Cloud Run's services VPC egress to route all outbound traffic through a VPC network that has a Cloud NAT gateway configured with the static IP. So we are going to do this. However, I definitely want to know. Maybe I'll run it for a week and see how much this actually costs. And if it costs too much, then I'm like, all right, we're not doing that. Anyways, I digress. All right, so we're going to have to create a subnet first. You must create a dedicated subnet /28 to host a connector. If you're using a direct VPC egress, use an existing subnet or create another one. If you use a connector, the dedicated subnet prevents the other compute resources in your VPC network, such as compute VMs or Google Kubernetes Engine cluster, from accidentally using the static IP address you've configured serverless VPC access to access the internet. All right, so we're going to have to create our subnet. I think we have a subnet already, though, which is a default. Identify the network. Identify the network you'll attach to your serverless VPC access connector. So create a subnet in the VPC for the serverless access. Do I have a VPC created yet? I don't know. All right, let's see. Create a serverless VPC access connector. Let's see what the headlines are. Configured network access translation. Route Cloud Run traffic to the VPC network. So we're going to have to do another Cloud Run deploy, but we're going to have to say the image, which is the image that we're going to be using, the network that's going to be on that we created, the subnet that it's going to be on that we created, and the region, and then VPC egress, all traffic goes through that. Okay. Replace the following value in the command. All right, we got that. We know all that. Serverless VPC access connector. Okay, connector name. So I guess it's either or that you would be using. Verify the static external IP address. After completing the previous step, you have to set up CloudNet. You have set up CloudNet on your VPC network with the predefined static IPs, and you have routed all your Cloud Run services outbound traffic into your VPC network. Requests from your Cloud Run service travels through your VPC network and reach external endpoints using the static IP. To verify this behavior on and confirm the origin IP that your service uses, you can make a request to an API or a website such as chromip.org that shows the originating IP address. way. All right. All right. So, okay, let's start with. All right. So our goal is to. So overview. We're going to configure the Cloud Run service VPC egress to route all outbound traffic there. Okie dokie. All right, so let's get it started. Okay. I'm gonna have this up over here. I'm gonna go to the other screen though. And we're gonna go to here and go over here. All right, so let's open this up. Oops. All right, so we're gonna start off with our G Cloud. Maybe let me do this. So we can see both, all right? Let me see if I can snap it to, let's do that. That way you can see, have a better view of what we're doing over here. All right, let's have them side by side and do, is it too big? Let me see. All right, let's do that. G Cloud compute networks list. We have our default. Updates are available for some Google Cloud. All right, let's do the update while we're here. Because if I don't do it now, I'll never remember. Then I'm going to see it next time we're here, and we're going to go through the same exact thing. Yes. All right, Google is installing its CLI updates. All right, so that's up to date. All right, so let's do that again. All right, so we have our network list. And it says to see output like the following, which we do. Identify the networks that you'll attach to your serverless VPC access connector. Create a subnet in the VPC for serverless VPC access. Range with IP range and CIDR format you want to assign to the subnet. How do I know the range? The network name with the name of the VPC network. Region with the region you want to create your serverless VPC access connector. Let's see. We have name default, subnet mode, auto. There's nothing in the range. So you must create a dedicated /28 subnet to host a connector. If you're using direct vgress, use an existing subnet or create another one. If you're using a connector, let's see what this does. Direct VPC egress with VPC network. If you don't already have a VPC network in your project, create one. If you use a shared VPC, see connecting to a shared VPC network. The following limitations are both cloud run, or both to cloud, right? Let's see. Support. All right, so there are IP ranges. Well, let's give it a try and see what happens. All right. So let's go back over here. We're going to say, I don't know what the network name is though. Or I guess the network name is default, I guess. So let's see what we got going on here. Let's do gcloud. What was the command we put before? All right, gcloud. We're going to say compute networks subnets create subnet name. We'll call that UDEC subnet. All right. For our dictionary, and then we're going to say range. And I guess we'll come up with a range of, let's do 10, or I guess it's equal. 10.125.0. Let me see. .0.0/28. I'm just adding, instead of 124, I'm using 125. And then it says network. We'll call that default. Region. We'll say region is going to be US East 1. All right. Let's see what happens. Doing something. I'm not blocking it. Let me swap them actually. We put this one over here and this one over here. All right, let's do that. So that way you can see it better, what I'm doing. All right, so we have our subnet created. Heard your guy drive off your car. All right, so we got that created. We have our subnet created. And it's right here. UDC subnet. All right, so next up, we're going to create a serverless VPC access connector. All right. Okay. Next, all right. So we're gonna do region subnet project. The project ID would be okay, and the subnet name. Let's give that a try. All right. Let me clear this out so we can get a good look. Not seeing it. Hold on. All right. So we're going to say, we're going to gcloud compute network vpc.access connectors. And I'm guessing this says create. Anything else after that? Create. Okay. Connector name. We can call it UDEC. Make it simple. So as soon as you read it, you know exactly what it means. UDEC VPC connector, right? I like to have very, very specific names. And then we're going to say region equals US East 1. Subnet project equals urban dictionary. Economic data, and subnet name. What was our subnet name? Oh my God. I think it was UDEC subnet. I think it was that. I think that's everything, right? We got our region, we got our subnet name, we got our project ID, we got our connector name.
Lunch break.
All right, let's press enter. Ooh, let's press enter, and then we'll go to break. Let's not have a cliffhanger here. All right, let's see what happens. Doing something. it's doing something. Let's see, waiting for operation to complete. All right, while it's doing that, let's go to break. All right, we are at break, and I wanna try something real quick. I was thinking about that other full screen layout that we had the other day, and I like to experiment. I'm sorry, I like to experiment because how are we gonna get better if we don't experiment with different things, right? Let me see if I go to here. See how it's cutting off my head over here? Let me see if I was to let's go to here, here, here. Bear with me while I experiment with this stuff. You guys know how I am. I like to play around with things. All right, so we got this, and now can we fit that into this box? That's just me. I like to play around with things to see how they're going to show up. So, see, now that looks better, but I have to adjust the space, because if we go to do that, and if I was to take that and I was to move this on top of the camera, that could work. Make some minor adjustments. That could work. I like it a lot better like this though. I mean, when I say a lot better, like with not being cut off, maybe pull down. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But cool. All right. Anyways, we're on break. We are on break. Welcome to break time. Let me check the chat, and then let me check the chat. The dog's barking. That was hilarious yesterday. Let me check the chat, and then we're going to have a quick little discussion on break time. Then we'll get back to work, right? So I'm gonna reread Don's comment about the server, about not the server but the SQL. Don said, so I thought Don was being specific to like the access to the data. We were just saying in general. When you're using NoSQL, make sure you have a migration strategy to transform and push to RDMS in case you need to end up using a SQL-based server, like one that has tables and stuff like that. I think as well, like when choosing these when you're choosing the like between SQL and NoSQL databases, it all matters about what type of data you're trying to store. SQL might be faster to retrieve data, but the type of data that you can store, like being like table based and column based and stuff like that. So it just depends on which one that you're using. But I do know what you're referring to, because like some queries and like when using Mongo and stuff like that, they can take forever if you do not have a well structured database. So yeah, very good point. Very good point. Car says the cigarette smokers already went to smoke break. Car says it was dropping it either way was the issue. Yeah, that's the issue that we're trying to fix. Remote desktop. RDMS are like traditional SQL servers. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I was like. I was wondering. I thought he was talking about a network thing, but yeah, he's talking about the traditional databases. Remote desktop management service. That's a good point. It's going to be like a 10,000 pesos. Can you use a VPN to get a different rate? I don't know, your car. I don't know. Don says hard to query NoSQL for data lake businesses. Business people need to make sense of data harder to do in NoSQL solution since each doc can be. Yep, that's what I was saying. It depends on what you're using it for, but like if it's for data and analytics and stuff like that, you definitely 99% of the time you probably want to go with the RDMS servers as opposed to the NoSQL. I know like at my company I know we use NoSQL a lot, but there are some servers that do use regular traditional SQL servers as well. Like I said, it's based it's based on I figured it out. I figured it out what you're saying, but it's based on what the use cases are. And yeah, and take care of those twins, all right, Don. That's the number one priority. Don dropped a link to another thing that he is working on, so I'm definitely going to check that out. We'll check it out in the first week. So after I give this recap of the coaching call, not the coaching, but yeah, it was a coaching call, but the mock interview that I had on Monday. I went and we reviewed it today, so I'll give a recap on that. Let me see anything else. Better than the dogs barking. That was hilarious yesterday with the dogs. That was hilarious. All right, cool. So let's get into our first break time discussion about. So I told you guys on must have been Tuesday night that actually no, it was Monday morning because I had the mock interview before we went live. So coaching call recap, mock interview review. So this morning, the person that I did the mock interview with on Monday, we had another coaching call and we reviewed it. And one thing I told him today, so let me start a timer on this, right? So one thing that's pretty funny is how critical that we are of ourselves. We don't want to listen to ourselves. We don't want to see playback of ourselves. And I record the mock interview so that the person can actually go back and critique themselves. So I think it was like yesterday. I sent him a message on Slack and I said, "So did you get to watch the mock interview?" And they responded, I started like I was watching it, I was taking notes, and then I couldn't watch it anymore. I'm like, let that go. Don't worry. Like that's why you're here. Go and power through it. Go and finish watching it, take your notes, and then we'll review it together because I would rather you cringe, be ashamed and embarrassed of yourself when you and I are working one on one instead of you perform poorly in the interview and now you're out maybe doubling tripling your salary because you were unprepared. So that's why I am so heavily focused on getting your resume right, getting your interview, like getting your interview preps, getting like your Carl says practice. We talk yes, we I am a big believer in practice. I'm a big believer in practice. And so then this morning we're going through it, and throughout different parts of the interview, I'm stopping. I'm asking like, "So what do you think?" And I'm giving my feedback. And for me, at least, it was a great, great, great experience and opportunity because they got to see when they are repeating themselves over and over again, when they're rambling, and I'm able to see what they're thinking, like what they were thinking at the time, and give them pointers. Because like when I'm doing the mock interview, I don't break character, or I try not to break character. And I'm like, all right, so because they'll give an answer, and I don't want to give feedback on the spot. I just say okay, and I move on with the interview questions, and we keep going. So I'm giving feedback this morning, and I'm giving tips and tricks to like how to better be ready for being in that situation, what to focus on your answers, kind of like having a cheat sheet on the key points that you want to touch on, because I've told you this before. When you're in an interview, you have one goal, you have one job in that interview. What is that job? What is the job that you have in an interview? It is to share what value that you are going to bring to the company. Nothing else. You need to highlight your skill set, what you've done before, and what you're going to do once they give you that offer letter that on day one. That's it. Something that I noticed that a lot of people like to do when I'm doing the mock interview, especially like this is all right. This is the biggest mistake that people who are trying to get into the tech field do when they are in an interview, right? Because I've seen it in pretty much every mock interview that I've done for people who are trying to get in. They say that they a generic question they ask you like, okay, tell me about yourself. What are you looking to do? You know, and the answer that they give ends up being about themselves and not about the company. So what do I mean by that? So what I mean is, so they ask you, you know, why do you want this job? Something like that. Some crazy answer. It's not crazy, but some question like that. Like, tell me about yourself, and then you start saying, okay, I used to do this, I did that, and then you get to the point of, so I'm looking to I'm looking to build, and that's where you go wrong. You say, I'm looking to build my skills. I'm looking to get for opportunities and stuff like that. And now you're making the job about you. You're making the job about you, about what you're looking to get out of the job. And guess what? Like that's their least concern about what you're looking to get out of the job. They're looking to see what the company is going to be getting out of you. And that's why I always say you need to focus on what value you're going to bring to the company. Because what you're going to be getting out of the company is experience, the benefits that they offer, all that other stuff, right? You do not need to, so you don't need to say, okay, I'm looking to build
Get a
experience. I'm
move
looking to
on, back
learn.
to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
I should probably make a list of things not to say in an interview. That'd be a good video. You know, let me let me write this down. I just got on Notion a content creation template, right? And I need to write that. That's a good one. That is a good one. Let me see where I can write this down. I don't know. I'll just throw it in over here. What not to say during an interview. All right, there we go. Let me do that because that's gonna be a good video right there. All right, so look out for that coming soon. But you don't want to say that you are looking to learn as why you want the job. I'm not looking to. You don't want to say I'm looking to build experience. No, I'm looking to do. If you're doing a QA, I'm looking. So the goal, the reason I want to work for this company is because I know that with my skill set, I've been able to, something. Just say whatever accomplishments you have, and you weave in those accomplishments into what you're going to be the job that you're going to be doing. So if you're a QA person, um, the way that I meticulously write test cases, my attention to detail. My goal is to provide the best customer experience, prevent defects from getting into production that are very harmful to our customers. It's not, oh, I'm looking to, I just finished a boot camp and I'm looking to build experience. They're like, okay, well, if your goal is not to help the company, then why should we hire you, right? So that's just one nugget that I'm going to give you, but keep that into consideration. But that's the reason that's the reason that these mock interviews are so important, because you get to see when you're looking around, when you're not sure, when you're saying when you're hesitant, and you start rambling, going around in circles. I know your car loves people who ramble, when you start going around in circles, so that is like the purpose that we do the mock interviews, right? All right, so I'm gonna go back to the chat, and then we're gonna get to our, because your car just put a really really good comment in there, and we're gonna go to the chat, and then we're gonna get back to work. All right, so your car says take a deep breath. definitely. It can and it can be daunting. So, and that's one of the reasons that I like to do mock interview. Like, I'm really trying to do if the people that I'm coaching actually show up for their coaching calls, you know. But I like for me, I want to do mock interviews on a regular basis. For the person that we did the review today. We stopped it at half of the video that we recorded, and then we're gonna take on the other half next week, so that they can, because I didn't want to like overwhelm them with watching themselves. But we're gonna, and then after that, then we're gonna do another mock interview, so they can learn from what they did before, properly prepare, and then we just continue. So now next time they actually get the opportunity to interview, they're gonna crush it. All right. All right. So Yakari says, "Can I say I'm the king of the ish, and you should hire me? Then bow down, make tech great again." So generally, Yakar, I would say no, do not do that.
Do not come.
However, if you are the one who's going to be saying it, then by all means, you go out and rock out.
Let's get it.
Because Yakar,
We the best.
you are the best, Yakar, and they should already know. They should already know that you are the king, and that they will. You don't even have to tell them, because they will bow down the second that you walk in for that interview. All right? Because but then again, Yakar doesn't interview anyway, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Yakar says that was a great joke. I can't stand when people who ramble. Get to the point. You gotta shake off the jitters. Your car selling y'all show up for mock interviews. Says, where is Mitch, and what should I say to assert my dominance in an interview? I mean, it's about talking with confidence. I think the reason that people don't really assert their dominance is because they're unsure of themselves. They didn't prepare. They show up, and now they put, because the person, like, because they're interviewing you, right? You think that they're in the position of dominance because they're the ones who are hiring. You think that they're in the position of dominance, but you know what you know. So you shouldn't be afraid. You should talk with confidence. Now, if you don't know what you're talking about, if you didn't prepare, then you're gonna get dominated, right? And they're gonna be very, very nice and polite to you. They're gonna let you go through, and then they're just not gonna call you, or they're gonna send you an email saying we decided to go with somebody else, right? So, and you asked for Mitch, and Mitch is here. He's not bowing down to no one. Definitely not you chumps. Yeah. So your car says, how do you get good at interviewing? Well, you show up to your mock interviews and you prepare. I'm going to be highlighting how to prepare in the Tech Coach Draft Patreon for your interview, which is the same way you should prepare for your mock interview. But it's about showing up. It is about showing up the same way that how did Ray Allen get good at shooting 3-pointers? How did Devin Booker get good at shooting 3-pointers? They practice. Steph Curry, how many 3-pointers does Steph Curry take a day, right? The same way, if you want to master interviewing, you need to put in the reps. You need to, because people hate to interview. People hate to interview, so they don't practice it. And when they show up, it shows that they don't, like, everything is a skill, everything is an art, everything is a sport, right? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right. Of course, your car. Of course, he doesn't say hello. You become a professional BSer. Interviews are dumb. Okay. Well, Mitch, we all know that you alone would hire someone with never even interviewing them. So it is what it is. You know, we know. It doesn't know, and interviewing does not make you a professional BSer. Being a professional BSer makes you a professional BSer. Being able to articulate all the things that you've done, that makes you a good communicator. People who do well in interviews, they are good communicators. So I don't think it makes you a professional BSer. It just, it makes you being able to articulate why you are awesome. So that's how I see it. That is how I see it. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to get to our next segment. Let's get to it.
Let's go! Let's go!
Mitch, by the way, I'll read that when we come back. I'll read that when we come back. All right. Anyways, let's get to work. I'm not gonna let Mitch distract our stream. Although Mitch is never a distraction, I must say Mitch is my best friend. All right. So we got our VPC connector created. It took some time, but it got it done. All right. So now the next thing we got to do is configure network access translation. All right. Let's do that. If you use direct VPC egress or a serverless VPC access connector, requests from your Cloud Run service arrive at your VPC network. If you want to route outbound requests to external endpoints using a static IP, configure a Cloud NAT gateway. Which I think that's what they said that we have to do, right? So if you want to route outbound requests to external endpoints using a static one configure, all right, so we're going to do a Cloud NAT gateway. We're going to need to do G-Cloud compute routers, create router name. So we're going to create a router, and then we're going to give the network name. We're going to, I think the network name is default, and then we're going to give the region, which is going to be US East 1. And, all right, let's see what else. Reserve a static IP address. Let me see. So G-Cloud compute address create, and then origin. How are you supposed to get the origin IP address? Name with the name that you want to assign. Oh, okay, the name of it. All right, got you. Like what? Okay. And then we have to create the Cloud NAT gateway configuration on this router to route the traffic originating from the VPC network using the static IP address. And I guess that should do it. Oh, then there's another one too. All right, cool. All right, let's start off with this then. We're going to say, let me see the Terraform real quick. I get distracted, but all right, route. All right, so we can do this in Terraform too, but I do not want to brush off my Terraform cobwebs. We're just gonna do it through, and I also like using the command line as well. I love Terraform, right? But I also like using the command line because you also get to practice working in terminal, working in like the different commands, which indirectly is practicing working in Linux, because Linux has its own things, right? But being able to work in terminal and knowing how like different commands, that is still working in Linux, right? Because we're working in the command prompt. So it's like if we're connect to a server, would be like wouldn't have a GUI to be using. So I do appreciate working in the command line as well. All right, so compute routers, create router name. We're gonna call it UDEC. You guessed it, router. UDEC router. Very, very creative and original. Network equals default, and region equals US-East 1. Okay. Throw that up there. We're gonna create a router. All right, we got a router created in US East 1. And they're asking me to take a quick survey for some reason. We're not gonna do that right now. All right, so now we need to reserve a static IP address. So we're going to say G-Cloud compute addresses create, and we're going to call it UDEC dash, what is it? IP name, you got it. Or let's call it dash IP, all right? And then we need to do the region as well, equals US East 1. Is this thing too small? Hold on. Let me make that a little too small. Where's it? All right, there you go. So now you can see the whole thing. All right, so US East 1, we're gonna press enter. And it created it very, very quickly. So that's good. All right, now we move on to create the Cloud NAT gateway. Network access traffic is what NAT stands for. Network address translation. All right, cool, got it. So creating our cloud network access translation. we are going to say, gcloud compute routers nats create. And here's the thing with this, right? Me personally, there's no possible way that I'm going to remember all this stuff. If I'm learning to do DevOps and working on Google Cloud Platform, my like what I want to know is what the network access translation does, what the subnets do, what the routers do, all of that type of stuff. Memorizing the commands, that's not necessarily what's going to help me, but also being able to, so like knowing what they do, knowing what I need to use them for, and knowing how to find the documentation. Like I'm like, because here I'm actually doing the work, but I'm following the documentation because it's what I need to do. I am not a DevOps engineer, but even if I was, I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't like me personally. I wouldn't be memorizing all this. Like when I'm writing Python scripts and stuff like that, I'm doing a lot of Googling. I'm doing a lot of refactoring. I'm and just to get it to work, and then I make it better. But that's always been my strategy. Make it work, and then I make it better. So don't like for me personally, I don't memorize this type of stuff. So the NAT name, let's call it UDEC NAT, and then we're going to say router name, which I guess we called UDEC router. See how easy it is to remember all this type of stuff? And then we're going to say region equals US East 1. And we're going to say dash NAT dash custom dash subnet dash IP dash ranges equals, and the subnet name would be UDEC dash subnet. And then the NAT external IP pool equals, and the origin one we called, I think it was UDEC IP, I believe. That did in the previous step. Okay, so gcloud compute addresses. Make sure I get the right name for it. Pretty sure that was the name that I gave it. All right, let's go with that. Oh yeah, yeah, it's right here, UDC IP. All right, so let's enter that. And we got an error. All right, so did we miss something? Let's go up. It said, all right, so the error is unrecognized arguments, router name, UDC router. Did you mean dash router? Oh, yeah. All right, so we made a typo. We made a boo-boo. We made a typo. All right, so let me go back over to here. Router equals UDC router. Enter. We still have an error. Did you mean NAT custom dash subnet IP ranges? What did I write? I wrote name. See, typos. Typos will kill you. And that's one of the good things about using Terraform is you have it automated. So you just do your Terraform plan, Terraform apply, and it sets everything up for you. All right, let's go and send that. All right, creating the NAT. And it's done. All right, so that is done. Let's continue on. So now route the Cloud Run traffic through the VPC network, okay? Which that looks like it's going to be the last section that we have to do. So Cloud Run traffic through VPC. So route Cloud Run traffic through the VPC network. After the Cloud NAT is configured, deploy and update your Cloud Run service with the direct VPC egress or the serverless VPC access connectors to the VPC egress to route all traffic through the VPC network. Okay. So this So this is what we've done before, but now we're adding some additional parameters to it in order to set the network, set the subnet, set the region, and the VPC, and set the VPC egress to all traffic. Okay, so now let's go. Let me do another window, another tab. All right, so now if we do a gcloud run, and then let me do a help. I want to see if the because well we can let's just do a new deployment because let's do a new deployment because we can do I have any all right we'll do a new deployment of what we already have, and then if it works then we will build, push, and get the latest. All right, so let's go over to here real quick, and we are going to. So what I'm gonna do first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to where's my mouse? All right, we're gonna go to a little bit. All right, we're gonna go to UDEC. We're gonna get the app kicked up. So right now, I went to the URL for the app on Google. So it's going to because because it's using a serverless Cloud Run container, not serverless, but like it's going to bring down the app when it's not being used. And as soon as you go to the application URL, it's going to start the server. It's going to be a cold start, so it's going to take some time for it to come up. There it goes, and it takes like less than 30 seconds to do to set it up, right? So that's not bad, especially for an app that we use every Saturday. So I'm liking this, but hopefully when we do this IP address thing, hopefully that is going to give us the results that we want. And hopefully it doesn't cost too much. All right, so this is up. Now, when I do a search, right, it's gonna take some time for do the search because now the API server has to come up as well. Not too long, all right? So now, I click on this and I should get a response, right? But what I'm gonna do now, because right now it's being able to connect to it because it has this open access, right? I am going to turn this off. Let's delete it. Now, if I go to the home page and I search for consumer, it shouldn't go through. Why is it going through? Hold on. Why is it connecting? Unless what we did last time actually worked, but I think we deleted everything though. Let me see. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's search for jobs again. All right, there we go. Now we can't do it because there's no connection, right? It probably was still disconnecting. All right, so there's no connection. You can't do it. All right, so good. That's what we're expecting. Now we're going to do another deploy. And we're going to say gcloud run. Shoot, I wonder if I can. Let me see let's see how we're going to, let me see. Delete gcloud Deploy, delete, running. Let me see. Deleting deployments. All right, let's take a look at deleting deployments. We want to, let's say, gcloud list of running deploys. Let me try this one. Gcloud deployment manager deployments list. Gcloud, maybe you meant gcloud. What did I write? Oh, okay. Oops. Let's go to, what? Let's go to, what am I doing? Hold on. Gcloud, all right, let's do that again. Gcloud, oh, I didn't put the hyphen. Gcloud deployment manager deployments list. All right, let's take a look at that. We don't have anything. All right, gcloud. Let's try that. Gcloud run services list. All right, so we have these two that are running. Our we have our front end and our back end. So let's say, all right, I'm gonna just delete everything, right? Gcloud, run, delete, UDEC, FE. So it should be run services, delete. And we're gonna say US East 1, yes. So now if we try to go over here, we try to refresh this, not found, perfect. Let's go back over here. We try to do it again, gcloud, run, services, delete, and that's going to be UDEC BE for the backend. I guess I can just throw in region US East 1, enter. Oh my God, typos, I swear. What? Cloud, yes. And cannot be found. What are you talking about? Oh, okay. I call it API. All right, all gone. Everything is gone. All right. Now we're going to go and try to do, let me clear this out. We're going to try to do a new deployment using the static IP address. So we're going to say gcloud run deploy service name with the name of the cloud run service you want to deploy. We're going to call it UDEC-BE for backend. We are going to give it the name of, all right, we got the name. Now image, what is our image's name again? Let's go to gcloud or cloud dot or console.cloud.google.com.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
And I'm just going to type in artifact registry right here so I can see what my registry looks like. And then we're going to go to break. All right, so grc.io. And then we're going to do the, I guess it's going to be this one. Yeah, I think it's going to be this one. Cool. All right, we are going to break. And then once we come back from break, we shall continue to figure this out. All right, let's go to break. We are at break. All right, so we're getting a lot of work done. This is really, really cool. Hopefully this works, because we don't know. We don't know. We are experimenting. It might have worked for the person who we got the information from, but we don't know yet. We haven't done it for ourselves, but this is why we explore softwares, why we explore DevOps. We are here to learn. We are engineered to win. All right, let me check the chat, and then we're going to go to our second break time discussion, where I want to look at one of my friends' app that he's building. So you guys know Justin. You've seen him here on the Jiu-Jitsu. We talk about Jiu-Jitsu every once in a while, and he's been learning Python. He's been working on a app, and very, very bare bone thing, getting started. So he sent it to me. I'm like, oh, I'll definitely review it. I'll review it on stream. But it's cool. So let me see what we have going on in the chat, right? So Mitch said that he would interview someone one time. Well, Mitch, maybe that's why you're not the only person in charge of hiring. But I'm pretty sure if you had your own business, you wouldn't just say a one and done, right? So, and it says, once again, weirdo, most people have anxiety and nervous during interviews. Don't care how much practice you do. I don't care. I have anxiety and I get nervous during interviews, during when I'm live streaming, when I'm presenting to a new group of people, when I am going into competition, and there are a bunch of people watching me, and I have all my teammates, I have my training partners, I have my professor there, and whatever it is that I've had to do, speaking in front of people, whatever. And guess what? I still had to go out there and do it. Nobody gave a damn. All right. So because people have anxiety and they get nervous during interviews, suck it up, Buttercup. Suck it up, Buttercup. I don't care. You have to perform. And are you going? So you're saying that you're willing to make a bad hiring and financial decision because some people are nervous and they have anxiety? Nope. You need to get over it, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about you. Nobody gives a damn about your nervousness or your anxiety. Take that up with a therapist and they'll help you out with that. But you need to perform. So you need to show up, practice. You need to do it until you're not nervous again. Because guess what? If you're looking for a job, you might end up going on multiple job interviews. And if because your nervousness causes you not to get it, then you need to fix that. So get over it. Get over it, Buttercup. Your car says, Mitch says, how many monitors do you have? I'm telling you, your car is a multitasking master. I'm watching Ralph on one play Call of Duty on two laptop, one vertical desktop awkward. Says you might as well stream. Your car does stream. He does stream. I'm trying to get it in his chat. I'm trying to get it in your car's chat so I can be so I can get a wrench. Number one, I want a wrench, right, from your car, and then I want to have fun in the chat, all right? Because you guys have a lot of fun in the chat. I want to have fun in the chat, right? Your car's gonna be on camera next year. What? Okay. Let's get it. We'll see if your car is going to be on those Monday night panels. We got Operation Tech Takeover in the building. What's good, Operation Tech Takeover? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you are doing well. I know you're probably studying right now. I know how you do. Endless learning, endless studying. And Kurt says, I do agile training with Ralph every other Saturday. Shh. They're not ready for that. Your car. I was about to ask you where the party was. You said no party. Let's see. It says it wasn't a party. We had a we had a guest speaker. Right? It was good. It was fun. I had a good time. Let's see. Don't make me talk. So I'm guessing this came here. I guess this you Ralph came when I said that. Guess what? How do I feel about your nervousness and your anxiety?
It doesn't matter what you think.
Sorry. Mitch.
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, all right, we're not gonna talk about this. It says, are you comparing fighting to an interview? You're fighting for that job, ain't you? You're not fighting for that job? Shoot. You see, and this is why people continue to lose. Because everything is a fight. You're fighting to get that job. You're fighting for that promotion. You're fighting to wake up early. It's a fight. Same way athletes have to practice. So imagine this, right? You have the most talented baseball player, basketball player, football player, whatever, right? Prime time quarterback. They can throw the ball 100 yards down the field. However, you can't put them on the team because once all the lights are on them, once they're in the game, they get nervous and anxiety. So you're telling me when you have to show up for a sprint review to do a presentation in front of people that you can't do it? You're gonna say, "Oh, well, no, you know the way that I interviewed, I had anxiety, I was nervous, so I can't do this presentation to the C-suite because I have anxiety and I get nervous." No, get over it. You gotta get over it. Like, get the hell out of here. Nope. Not doing it. Says says not what I said. I said one interview is enough, and I say it's not. One interview is not enough, Mitch. And here's why you are wrong. You are wrong, Mitch. This is why you're wrong. Isn't this what? Isn't this what started a fight on After Hours? Anyways, this is why you're wrong, Mitch. Because if you could actually, and you should know this if you're in FinOps, Mitch, if you could see the measure of how much it costs to hire somebody, and if you hire the wrong person, I would say it probably doubles. It probably doubles. That's why you need to have different people speaking to the person. And here's my question though: when you say one interview, would you say it's one interview with different people throughout the day, or you say they just meet with one person and the decision is made? Because you can say, all right, you know what? Oh, I spoke to this one person and I like them. I'm going to hire them, and then you put them with the team that they're going to be working with, and they are terrible, and the team hates them. That's why there's multiple rounds. Different people are giving their analysis, and there's the soft skills analysis. There's a technical skills analysis. There's how do you answer questions, all that type of stuff. So there's so many different things that go into interviewing that's why I disagree adamantly when you say, oh, it's just one round. If it's now if it's like one round in one day, but even with that, you know what? I'm actually not in favor of that. I'm in favor of spreading it out, because you can get really prepped up for that one day, but then and you do a great job. Oh yeah, this person, but then you're trash. So you know what? Let's have an interview today. Let's have an interview next week. Let's have another one at the end of the week with different people, so they can see how you operate. Shoot, you're gonna get married to somebody after the first date? Nope. Nah, I'm not doing it. Nope. What? I got a wrench. Now you just gotta go live so I can time people out and stuff like that. Says I won't be there. I don't want one. The funny thing is, I don't recall. I mean, I didn't see in here that your car said that you were offered a wrench.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Oh my goodness. Just getting my butt kicked trying to learn these ports and protocols. Subnetting is making me pull my, oh my God. I remember like I used to be Operation Tech Took Over. I used to be so good at subnetting when I was in the school that I went to. I forgot all about that. Now I'm reading subnets. I'm like, okay, I know something about like the last number after the slash. It's saying how many you can allocate, but I do not remember that at all. I probably should, but then I won't remember it because then I probably should learn it again. Then I'm gonna forget it because I don't use it enough. But very like, what are you working on right now? Anyways, what are you studying for OTTO? Because I know like working in cloud environment, like working in the cloud, networking in the cloud, there's a lot of stuff like configuring subnets and virtual private networks, all that type of stuff. So it's kind of like some similar to what we're doing today. But yeah, what are you working on? So says Josh. Ralph throw Ralph's takes in the trash. Here we go with the VS. I'm confused. What am I missing? Says you're gonna have to put up the VS. My head is down with my face over my hand, about to snap. Snap. Go ahead and snap. If I'm in FinOps, well, shots fired. This guy is going for the juggler. I'm just saying, like for me, like even when Google charged me that penny, right? 1 cent. I'm like, where did that 1 cent come from? Make sure it's shoot. Nope. It says you're out of your chat. Guess what? We don't care. See, it's so easy to to not care when you are wrong.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Anyways, let's just take a quick look at Justin's of what Justin is working on, all right? Because I can fight with Mitch all day on this. But I believe, in my opinion, I believe that Mitch is wrong. I know the people who run in the Victim Olympics, they are going to side with Mitch 100%. Like, yes, we should even have one whole interview. We should have half an interview. Give me half an interview. Just read my resume and hire me. That's what they're gonna say. But their resumes are also trash. So let's not go that far. Let's not go that far. All right. Let me pull up Justin's app because not let Mitch get me distracted with these with his terrible takes. Let's go here and I'm gonna go over here. And let me see. I'm not even gonna put a timer up for it because if I do, it's gonna take too long. So let's go over here and I'm just gonna go over here. So this is Justin's app. It's a task type thing. Let me see if I remember my username. So I have my username and password. And we are going to log in. And pretty much you say very basic. I mean, but it's something. It's using a database. I think he's using. I forgot which database he's using, but it is a RDMS database. He's using an SQL database, and you pretty much enter your task. I don't know. Let's say fight with Mitch. And we say the time that it takes. I mean, it is easy work. So let's say 2 minutes. All right. You click on this little add button over here, and it gets added, and it calculates the time. So someone would say, okay, what's the purpose of this app? Well, I would say the first purpose of the app and why I celebrate my friend Justin.
We the best. Let's get it.
They ain't believing us.
So why I celebrate my friend Justin for doing this is because he started like learning tech and like this tech stuff and coding stuff like maybe 2-ish years ago, all on his own. And he transitioned over to learning Python, and he built this in Python, all on his own, not any real help other than like searching online. And what I can see, so here are the things that, from a tech perspective, that I see that you might not see, right? So he needs to add this stuff to like a database. He needs to be able to, and he's using API in the backend, I'm pretty sure. and he UI sucks. It's a work in progress, Ricardo. It is a work in progress. Um, so, but it's doing the calculation here of taking all of these to come up with a number, right? So if I delete this one, it adjusts, right? If I add it back, and I say 95, so here are all the things that I can see Justin is learning here. Definitely not UI design. Definitely not UI design, Yakar, but he is learning about how to build the API, how to list what's on the API, and how to integrate the delete request on the front end. How to This is probably doing a post. So when you type something and take this input, take this input, and you click the add button, and it is doing a post request to add it to the database and then list it. You're doing a get request to list it here as well. This needs to be tied to this, and once this gets deleted, it also has to update the time, right? So it might look very, and not to mention, he also has set up the login, the logout. So he has another, table in his database to manage the user, to do user management, and also to do registration. So as basic as this app looks, right, there's a lot going on in the background. And what's the purpose of it? Well, I think the number one purpose is it's helping Justin learn, and it's putting in the reps. But also another purpose of this is he's building it for himself. He's building it for himself, and to me, that's important. That, like, you're building something that's useful to you, even if it's not useful to somebody else. I'd rather build something that's going to help me to learn, and I use it instead of just using somebody else's thing. So that's pretty awesome. All right. Anyways, let's get back to work. Let me wrap up this break with the last things in the chat. Let's see. Your car sunbathing. All right. OTTO said, I'm learning IT fundamentals. I have decided to switch from tech sales and go with a more technical role. I'm taking Josh's IT course to a help desk sysadmin role just to get my foot in the door. Shout out to you, OTTO. Keep it up. Keep grinding, keep working, and you are going to get there. All right. And then your car said that I didn't mean it. Just pulling your leg. The UI does suck. Don't do better. But like you saw with the Urban Dictionary app, it was bad, right? And now it looks a lot better. So small steps. To me, I always like to get the functionality working, and then now we can play around with the design, because at least I can start using it, and then we can play around with the UI. So definitely, but I will definitely share the sentiments with Justin that you think it sucks. Time for your guy. Yeah, we might have to go to that. You pay me $100K, and I can give you skills to make millions. What? No refunds though. No refunds, and you must sign a waiver. Funny, your guy. All right. Let's go to our last segment of work.
It's time to do.
Time is really flying. Time is really flying. It's like we just started the show, and we have 20 minutes left. All right. So let's go over to here, and we're going to say the image, and the image that we're going to do is all right. So if we're looking at, so it's going to be Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. This should be this one right here. I should have named it with -API in there, but it is what it is, right? And this is going to be the newest one, apparently. All right. So we are going to do, we're going to do the static one. We're going to deploy that. So we need to do, we have our gcloud run deploy udec/be. That's going to be the name. And then we're going to say the image is going to be image URL. We're going to say that is gcloudrun.io/ Urban Dictionary of Economic Data / Urban Dictionary Economic Data. And then I think I need to put the latest on there. And then we're going to say network. And that should be default. And then we're going to say -- subnet equals UDEC subnet. And then we say region equals US East 1. And we also need our VPC - egress equals all traffic. But we also need the environment variable for our database. So let's say Google Cloud Run environment variable. So we need to pass set environment variables. All right, let me go and do that. That comes after. I guess it can go anywhere, but we'll do it this. Let's go to -- set env vars. And what is the name of that variable again? I guess I have to open. Let's do another one of these. CD web storm and urban dictionary API. And let's do cat.env. And we're going to do database connection. I wonder why I didn't pass in none of these other things. Did I? Oh, okay. I see what it is. Because we're not, all right. So we don't need all of these things in there. But we are going to need this, but maybe not right now because we haven't built it yet. So did we? I don't know. I don't recall. Whatever. Let's just do it. So database connection. Let's say database connection equals, and I'm going to take it off the screen just for a second as I get the connection string. Okay, I know where it is. All right, cool. Let me go off screen as I get the connection string. Let's see here. And we're going to say database X, go clusters, connect. All right, let me get the password. Oops. Where is it? Where is it? All right, there we go. And we're gonna put it here. And we're going to go with more. Oops. We're gonna go with the so they say key 1, and then we have to put a comma. And then we need to have the API basic auth user equals and that's going to be, let's see, and then comma, and that's going to be pass, and that's going to be, I don't know, let's give that a, all right, so we have everything in there, and I'm going to press enter. All right, let's see what happens. And of course, we need to have our quotation marks. All right, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's give it a try. Unrecognized argument, database connection. Go to this screen while I'm doing that. Let me go to, let's go over here for now. All right, so G-Cloud. Key 1. All right, let me try adding quotations. Because there's some sensitive data in here, I'm not sharing the screen. But we'll get there in a second. Let's go to that. What? Set env vars. All right, whatever. We will, in that case, let's get rid of all this stuff. We'll come back to that. Actually, no. Let's do this. Trying to set these environment variables, but they are not playing along. So what we're going to do it. Let me show you what I'm doing. We're going to do it like this right here, because trying it like this isn't really working. Probably because it's super long. So I'm going to try to pass it in one by one. So if I go, but I can't show the screen because it's sensitive data. And I don't want to have to go and change a bunch of things all over again. So I'm typing in set dash env vars space. And then we're doing the same thing over here, dash dash set env vars space. Take that comma out. And we're going to do same thing, set env vars for the database connection. And that should hopefully escape comma characters. Okay. Okay, so let's see what happens. What the heck? Unrecognized argument database connection? Maybe I need to move it to the end? UDC run deploy image latest set environment variable. So we have over here, it says to do it, you do set env vars. That's what I have over here. Database connection. but it's saying that it doesn't unrecognized arguments, database connection. Google Cloud Run, service, image, and view bars. Maybe that should be at the end. Let me try that. That's weird. All right. It shouldn't have to be at the end though. Maybe I should put it equal. No. Well, everything else has an equal. Let me see. I'm gonna try it with everything at the end, and then I'm gonna try it with. It's always one dumb thing that we get stuck on. Actually, no, I'm gonna try it getting rid of all these things. Nope, it's still that. Database. I don't see. That's the key though. Let me see. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That unrecognized arguments. All right, let's try that at the end then. That's so weird. Let me move this whole thing to the end. That's so weird. Because we won't be able to make sure that it works if we do not pass in the database connection string. But it's telling us that something's wrong with our database connection. Maybe the environment variables have to be set at the end. All right. If that's the case, then all right. That's exactly what it was. That is exactly what it was. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to stop it. And I'm going to do the same command, but to get all the other ones to go as well, so I can pass in the API stuff. That was annoying. I wish maybe I didn't read it, but maybe it says that it has to be all the way at the very end in order to work. I don't know. Let me see where we had that. Let me copy these. All right, so we're gonna say yes. All right, so it's creating it now. And it says it failed to start. So, let's see, go. All right, so let's go back over here. It says it failed to start. Not ready, cannot serve traffic, health check failed for deployment. Log. So let's take a look at the logs. I'm pretty sure it might be because it doesn't have access to the database. If I had to guess, let's go here. Let's go here. Because insufficient. Failed to start because of insufficient free IP addresses in the subnetwork. Well, that's a fail. When attempting to create an address in the subnetwork, please consider moving to a subnetwork with more available IPs. Well, that sucks. Shoot. That's a different error. I wasn't expecting to get that error. Let's see. All right, so we'll go with shoot. Was not expecting that one. Let's go to here. Cloud Run instance failed to start because permissions was denied when creating IP addresses. I don't think it was a permission that was denied. It was insufficient. That's not all right. Well, this is on AWS, so that's not what we're looking for. It's also AWS. We're so close. So close. All right, let's go into Google Cloud. We duplicate this tab. And let's go to, let me see, there's subnets, VPC networks, default, subnets, UDEC subnet. Um, that is weird. Probably have to continue this next week. Failed to, there are no sufficient IP addresses in your VPC. How do you get around that? Let's see. Cloud Run deployment using all right. I just had to wait a bit. It's working now. And the doctors talk about waiting, but I don't know whether it's in the same content. To delete the subnet, you must first delete or redeploy your Cloud Run. And wait to when? What the hell? All right, let's try this again. Let me see. Let's go to. All right, it seems to be working now. I didn't see that deploying and creating revision thing earlier. It just failed right away. And it failed again. It failed again. There are no sufficient IP addresses in your VPC. There are no sufficient IP addresses in your VPC. Your VPC network. I don't know what that actually means yet. Let's see. The CIDR on your VPC and the CIDR on your connector cannot overlap. So since you have a C in your VPC and a CIDR overlaps with VPC CIDR, the reason they suggested that you do. Oh. In your VPC, we have, all right, so.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's see, real quick. VP. Subnets, static, serverless. So there goes the IP address that I need. So why can't it start it though? Routes. VPC network peering, private service access. Huh. We have our static address. Did we do something wrong over here? Create the subnet. Range, the IP range in CIDR format you want to assign. All right, I'll do some research on that part, but this does seem promising to work though. If we can get this to start with this, if we can get it to start using and find the sufficient IP addresses in our VPC, we should be okay. So I'll play around with it some more after we get out of here and we'll see what happens. But does seem like it seems promising, but as we all know, nothing is guaranteed. Serverless access, direct. Which one? We did this one. Maybe we can try this. Service name, image, connector. And this one is subnet. Did I create a VPC connector? Create connector. Did we do this? I don't know if we did this. Let me see. Serverless VPC connector. VPC connector. We did do it. Was this from last week? Oh no, that was today we did this. Because as a VP. All right. Well, let's do that real quick. The help was working at noon today. The help is resting now, getting recharged. We'll try this really quick. If that doesn't work, then we're gonna call it a day, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Okay. Let me try. Let's try this one real quick, right? Really quick. Let me go to the other screen so that I don't share this information. All right, so we want to do the VPC egress. We're going to change that to VPC connector. And that is going to be, the connector name is, VPC UDC-VPC connector. UDEC-VPC connector. And that should be the only thing for it. VPC egress all traffic. Wait a second. Where's that connector one? All right, so then, oh, wait a second. Did I not have the VPC connector equals all traffic? Let me see here. Oh yeah, we did have that. We had, okay. So that's different. All right, so we have the VPC connector and then we do the VPC egress. All right, let's try that real quick. If that doesn't work, then we are out of here. Equals all traffic. Cool. Let's give that a run. See what happens. VPC connector and direct VPC cannot be used together. Well, so much for that. So much for that. Well, I'll play with that. But I think we're really close. And if I am able to figure it out before next week, then I will show you next week. If not, then we'll just continue to work on it next week like we always do around this time. I'm gonna go back to full screen and we're gonna wrap up the show. We're gonna wrap it up. I do have Scrum night tonight with my tech barbarian, so we're gonna be going over what we did for the past 2 weeks, all that good stuff. So, and then I will be sharing that video in the Patreon next.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right, let me see what the chat has to say before we get up and out of here. Let's see. Operation Takeover says he is going back to work. Have a good day. The best to you as well. Operation Takeover. Shout out to you. Always putting in that work. And your car says United Healthcare CEO killer is starting to play out like a well-written movie. The only thing is we already seen this plot. We know who ordered the hit from the top. NYC is 100% surveilled since 9/11. I hear you. And it says train an AI model to call BS on the propaganda. I hear that. And it says, what is the help doing? The help was working at noon today. They are taking a rest. They finished taking care of. Actually, no, they missed a spot because I think the door was closed, but I'm gonna send it out to work later on today. But you know, you got to do. It says, why don't you do your energy juice shots anymore? Because it's a lot of effort to make them. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You got to go and buy all the ingredients, and then you got to put them through the blender or the juicer or whatever. It's a headache. It's a headache. So, yeah. But I'm still not drinking energy drinks, unfortunately. It says Who Framed Roger Rabbit. All right. Anything else? Anything else says like the young generation says L. Ralph. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. But then again, I'm not the young generation. But we're gonna get out of here. Final thoughts for today. Finish strong. Finish strong. All right. Do not run in the Victim Olympics like my best friend. Well, Mitch doesn't run in the Victim Olympics. He sponsors those who run the Victim Olympics, making excuses for them. He is well off. He rides around his Lamborghini on Saturdays and his Ferrari on Sundays, but he is always playing, he's always giving an olive branch to those who run the Victim Olympics, saying, oh, they get nervous and they have anxiety and stuff like that, while Mitch is laughing in their face. All right. So, he's not laughing, but you know what I mean. So I say you have to finish strong. We're quickly approaching 2025, and we're quickly approaching 2025, and so you want to finish the year strong so that you can start the next year off even stronger. All right. So remember that. And Yakari says, just say that you are lazy. Well, I'm lazy. All right, there you go. Done. Simple as that. I am lazy. I do not want to go and harvest all the ingredients, and then you have to put them in the little bottles. And I'm like, yeah, not doing it. Not doing it. Especially when you have this 2.5-year-old who wants you to throw them up in the sky all the time. I'm not going to through all the extra efforts, right? And a lot of effort. We don't complain over here. I'm not complaining. I mean, look, I wasn't complaining because I never mentioned it. Your car asked, and I said, that's why I don't do it anymore. That's it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so much work. No, I'm like, I just don't. Whenever I cross something out, I cross it out. I don't even mention it, right? So just saying. I'm just saying. It says it means you are a loser. Fair enough. I can live with that. L. Ralph W. Mitch, except when you are hiring people after a 10-minute interview and you're like, you know what, Mitch, you should do the same with your love life, right? One DM and says, oh, time to get married. You want to marry me? I'm just saying. And Mitch says that he is for the people. You know why Mitch is saying he's for the people? Because he wants me to throw this up. He's begging for it, so I'm gonna do it for him. I'm gonna do it just for Mitch. All right. As we wrap up for today, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday afternoon. We all know that Mitch is for the people.
Mitch stands tall among the crowd, fighting hard and speaking loud. Dreams for them as they decay, wants to lead but they just stray. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. He's the guardian with the shield on this broken battlefield. With each turn they let him down, but he won't turn back around. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. Why can't they just open eyes, see the world through Mitch's eyes? But they wander lost and blind, leaving Mitch to stand behind. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing. He's the guardian with the shield on this broken battlefield. With each turn they let him down, but he won't turn back around. Mitch got heart, Mitch got plans, but they don't see where he stands. He keeps pushing, they keep falling. In his fight they see nothing.
There you got it. There you have it. Mitch has heart, right? Mitch has heart. Mitch is for the people, okay? We're going to wrap it up. My question to you on our way out is, did you have fun? Did you learn a lot? Did you find value in what we did today? Let me know in our conversations, in our working on the cloud. We got to the very, very end, and Google wanted to mess with us. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do some more research to figure that out, and we're going to get it to work next week. But the question is,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had a great time, very well entertained as always, especially when I get to argue with Mitch and prove him to be wrong over and over and over again. But you guys know that yesterday's price is not today's price. And today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price, because
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
the price of the brick is always going up. Mitch says it would be dope if we did a stream next year, talk about whatever. Are you going to come up on the stream, Mitch? Are you going to come up on the stream? Or are you just going to stay in? Oh, yes. And then block me, and then Mitch in your car. That works for me too. That works for me too. It says that works. All right. I will take a vacation if that's what you request of me. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday. This is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
Tech Coach Ralph, tough as nails, no disguise. Pushing limits, yeah, he's that kind of guy. At first it's harsh, the rules feel like chains. But trust the process, there's sunshine in the rains. He cracks the whip, but it's all in love. Results shining bright like stars above. Tech Coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. Days turn to weeks, skills sharp and fast. What once was a struggle now feels like a blast. Step by step, we rise and we glow. With Ralph in our corner, we're ready to show. Singing his praises, can't keep it inside. From hard ass to hero, he's our pride. Tech Coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed.
People come and people go, like shadows in the evening glow. Whispers here and there they go, empty promises they boast. Can't rely on fleeting whims, falling through the cracks again. Trust is something they don't know, always drifting with the flow. Flaky people break my stride, never know just where they hide. Think they're stars but they ain't bright, better fix it, get it right. Show up late and then they're gone, singing the same tired song. Never serious, never true, got no clue what they should do. Think the world revolves around them, but they ain't worth a single gem. Lost in their own hollow fame, playing such a tiresome game. Flaky people break my stride, never know just where they hide. Think they're stars but they ain't bright, better fix it, get it right. Fix it, get it right. Better fix it, get it right. We just show up and grind all day, only results matter anyway. I straight for no time to play, block out the noise, let nothing sway. We don't care what others pursue, our focus sharp, our goals so true. Their distractions ain't got a clue, we just win, that's what we do. Turn it up on the victory ride, we got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide, we're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line, no looking back, no wasting time. We climb the race, we shine and shine, successes draw like a fine line. Turn it up on the victory ride, we got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide, we're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasted time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. We don't care what others pursue. Our focus sharp, our goals so true. Their distractions ain't got a clue. We just win, that's what we do. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Hey.